Well, good morning, all. I would like to welcome everyone to our council meeting this morning. Welcome to all members of council and to our staff that'll provide us facts and information so we can make decisions in the best interests of all residents in ACW, be it full-time and seasonal. Welcome also this morning to all members of the public that are joining us. It's great to have everyone here, and also the media that may be joining us virtually. Meetings of council are live streamed on the Township's official website in accordance with the live streaming and virtual participation of meetings policy. Do any members of council have a pecuniary interest or general nature thereof to indicate at this time of any agenda item that we have today? Okay, I thank you for that. We do have the minutes from the 7th of April for adoption, and I would entertain a mover and a seconder for the approval of these minutes, and that would be Deputy Mayor Vanstone and Councillor Hickey, that Ashfield-Colborne-Wawanosh Township Council hereby adopts the April 7th, 2026 council meeting minutes as written. Do we have any questions on these minutes? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion? And that is carried. Thank you. Open forum is an opportunity for any members of the public to make any comments that they would care to regarding any agenda item that we have today. Is there any members of the public that would care to make any comments at this time? Seeing none, under delegations, this morning is a very, very special morning, and it is an opportunity that ACW council and staff can recognize a community group that have made a significant contribution and an individual that has also made significant contributions to the Ashfield-Colborne-Wawanosh community. We will present two awards today. One is for the outstanding community group and the other for the individual group. We'll start this morning with the recognition of the community group. The Township of Ashfield-Colborne-Wawanosh recognizes and honors the achievements and contributions of our community volunteers, and they are so vital in ACW. These prestigious awards express council's appreciation of the many individuals and community groups who work very hard to enhance the quality of life in Ashfield-Colborne-Wawanosh. We would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to everyone who participated in the nomination process. Each nominee has demonstrated remarkable contributions, making the selection process incredibly challenging. This morning, the group award is a custom-made sign by Smith Welding, and it's absolutely beautiful. And this Outstanding Community Group Award recognizes a group for its exceptional voluntary contribution to the well-being of the township. It is my pleasure to recognize an organization that has strengthened both a school and our rural community and honor Brookside School Council. The current committee includes Chair Mariah Drennan, Vice Chair Anne-Marie Kraft, Secretaries Vicki Black and Mackenzie Deutschler, Treasurer Nikki Freiberger, and social media contact Hannah DeBrun. This nomination is not just for the current committee, but for all of the additional members who supported the group's efforts over the past number of years. Their impact has been significant. In the last 4 years, they have raised over $100,000 to support the Brookside Public School through numerous fundraisers and community events. Their most notable achievement is the new playground brought to life through the dedicated fundraising, grant writing, coordination, and planning. Beyond this, they contribute to support the school through funding for resources, organizing events like the year-end block party, enhancing the school grounds, and consistently volunteering at school activities. Brookside Public School is the only public school in Ashfield-Colborne-Wawanosh, and it is growing in numbers, and that is really, really great to see, and that speaks well for the future of ACW. And through this group's efforts, it ensures its success and strength of our community going forward. Excuse me, on behalf of the community, thank you for your dedication and your commitment. Congratulations to the Brookside School Council, recipients of the Outstanding Community Group Award. Please join me in congratulating. We also are honoring an individual award, and that is a bountiful gift basket featuring all products from ACW. The Outstanding Individual Award this year recognizes a pair of individuals for their exceptional contribution to the well-being of our community. It is a distinct pleasure and an honor to recognize Barb and the late Ron Snowden for their lasting impact on the St. Helens community. Since 2002, 24 years ago, when the St. Helens Hall Committee came together to restore the community hall, and we reminisced earlier, it was moved there in probably the mid-1800s. And this committee come together to restore the community hall, and Barb and Ron have been at the heart of its success. Through decades of volunteer work, fundraising, and hands-on dedication, they both helped to transform and sustain this important community space. With Barb as chair, she has led with commitment, organizing events, coordinating volunteers, and overseeing bookings and operations. Ron has worked along her side in every aspect, supporting fundraisers, maintaining the hall, and always stepping up wherever needed. The amount of sweat that Ron expired cooking fish in that hut for the fish fries, and all of the carving of countless roasts of beef. From meal preparation to repairs, from planning to execution, they were involved in it all, helping ensure the hall remained a vibrant and welcoming place for the past 20 years. Tragically, Ron passed away in November 2025, and he is dearly missed by all. Together, he and Barb gave so much of their time and energy to strengthen this community. It is with sincere appreciation and gratitude that we recognize their dedication this morning and congratulate Barb and the late Ron Snowden on receiving the Outstanding Individual Award. Please join me in their congratulating Barb and the late Ron. I would like to invite the recipients of this award to join me in the foyer for a photo, and then we will resume our meeting. And I believe Kelly will maybe take a photo of that. So at this time, council is in recess. Okay, so ACW Council is back in session, and I would like to welcome Barb Snowden to make some comments at this time, if you would please, Barb.
Okay. I just want to thank Jennifer, I think it was, that nominated us, and then whoever voted us. I want to say that Ron was the first person that rallied the community together to go ahead with saving the hall. And we went around our good neighbors, and they got involved, and the community got involved. And after all these years, we've raised thousands of dollars for the hall, and continue to do that. And it's everyone that's on our board that really deserves the honor, because everyone helps in different ways and has always backed us up. And Ron's memorial donations, it seems suitable that they would stay with us. And our family has decided to add another piece to the playground. And we'll be ordering this. And so Ron's memory will continue at the hall. So thank you for the honor of getting the award. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Barb, for your kindness and your generosity. And I would also like to call on the Brookside Community Group to make some comments at this time, please. Yep, welcome, Mackenzie.
Morning, everyone. Thank you for supporting us. I'd like to thank all of our school council. I think they agree that most of what we do isn't possible without the support of council and township, whether it's through in-kind donations, showing up at our events. That's kind of what makes this township and school pretty cool, is we all kind of come together like a great big family. I think we owe Laura Bross a really big thank you. She nominated us. I believe she's an alum of Brookside too. She teaches there. Her kids go there. And that's another example of what makes Brookside so special, is everybody just works together for probably the most important things in our lives, which is our kids. So thank you for supporting us. And if you want to come join us, I think it's June the 6th. We're doing another great big party. We added to it. We've got dunk tanks, foam pits, our pie auction, and you can come and see what makes us so special. Thanks.
Thanks, Max. Congratulations. We'll now move on and thank you very much for everyone for your attendance this morning. We'll move on in our agenda to 6.1, and that is the payment of the current accounts. And I would entertain a mover and a seconder for the authorization of these. And that is Councillor Blake, seconded by Councillor Forrester, that Ashfield-Colborne-Wawanosh Township Council hereby authorizes the payment of the April 2026 accounts as presented. Do we have any questions on any of these numbers? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion? And that is carried. Thank you. 6.2 is the payment of the previous month's actual accounts, and I would entertain a mover and a seconder for these, please. Councillor Snowblin moves, Councillor Blake seconds, that Ashfield-Colborne-Wawanosh Township Council hereby approves the payment of the March 2026 accounts in the amount of $2,970,581.67. Do we have any questions on any of these numbers? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion? And that again is carried. Thank you. 6.3 is the summary revenue/expenditure reports, and I would entertain a mover and a seconder for these, please. Councillor Forrester moves, Deputy Mayor Van Stone seconds, that Ashfield-Colborne-Wawanosh Township Council adopts the summary revenue/expenditure reports as written for the Township, the Lucknow and District Medical Center, and the Lucknow and District Recreation from January to March of 2026. Any questions on any of these numbers? If not, all in favor of the motion? And that is carried. Thank you. We have nothing under planning or building department this morning. We'll move on to administration, and it is information on the Employee Appreciation and Engagement Committee. It is a spring update. It is for information purposes, and I thank you very much, Ellen, for the providing this for us. Do any members of council have any questions on this? It's my understanding that staff certainly appreciate this opportunity, and thank you very much to our staff for organizing the events and also for this information back to council on the activities. 9.2 is the Petrie Park Committee. We have all received a report, and it is the recommendation that from staff to council that we approve the dissolution of the Petrie Park Committee Municipal staff will assume the responsibility for all park-related matters with the understanding that any items requiring direction will be brought to council. And our municipal staff will assume the grass cutting responsibilities at Petrie Park, and that will potentially mitigate any liability risks. And this is an agreement with the committee. And I will, is there any questions on this? I'll just entertain a show of hands if we are in support of this. And that is supported by council. Thank you. 10.1 is the Veolia Water Operations and Maintenance Report for March 2026. It is for information purposes. Do we have any questions or comments on this? And I will go first to Councillor Hickey, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Question through you to Tom. In the report for Dungannon, adverse samples, none, non-compliance, none, equipment issues, none, general information, none. But I keep getting phone calls about the clarity, the smell, and the taste of the water in Dungannon. Do you have any comment on that?
Thanks for the question. Tom, please.
Yeah, I believe we're doing spring flushing shortly. I think we can see in the report that we do flushing on a lot of the systems in the spring. Color is an aesthetic objective. It's not a there's no adverse that you would perceive for the color. So we do meet everything that's required for drinking water, and we do flush the system. And yes, there is some miscoloration of the water at times. As far as I've been reported to by Veolia, the water meets the standard, and we just try and keep on top of flushing the system.
Okay, thanks. Please a follow-up.
Just a quick follow-up. A lot of the concerns I'm hearing is the water is, like, they can't even clean their clothes in it because it's affecting the whites. They don't drink it. They buy bottled water because of the taste. So is this spring flushing, it's an annual thing? Do we see improvements after we do this annually, or is there any change?
Thanks for the question. Tom, please.
I believe that after the flushing, there is an improvement. I think in the past we've discussed also doing it in October. So I don't know if it's a result of older pipes. Like, the water is extremely filtered at the plant. I don't know exactly the cause of the discoloration. I just know the result of the weekly sampling. So it's other than flushing it multiple times a year, I don't know what else we could do about it. I can ask Veolia if there's any solutions for this. I don't have like a great answer for you. I can put in a request and see what we get back.
Okay, thanks for that. Please continue.
Just one more quick question. Is there a comparable between water at the hut and at the taps in the houses? Is it changing from the pump to the houses, or is it comparable at both ends?
Well, we have sample stations at the end of the water system. So the water, it's not like we're just taking it directly out of the filter and sampling it. So I can ask about the quality of water at the sample stations.
Okay. Tom, so you're contemplating flushing maybe twice a year as opposed to just in the spring? Is that?
We generally do flush in the spring and in October, but I don't like, currently there's we've got more access to Veolia staff in Dungannon, so I don't see that it would be an issue to increase the frequency of flushing.
Okay, thank you for that. Deputy Mayor, please.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to ask for a report to come back to council on this, because I don't know about anybody else, but if you take a glass of water and it's all discolored and tastes bad, that's not a good thing. So if it needs new pipes, whatever it needs, I'd like a report back so we can make a decision and get it fixed for these people. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. CAO, please.
So I just want to clarify a few matters. I think if it's site specific, there's no problem with the resident reaching out to Veolia Water directly. Like this could be site specific to one particular person's house. It's not necessarily the entire community. But by all means, if someone has concerns, reach out to Veolia. They can do their own investigation. With respect to older pipes, this is not an old system. Perhaps it could be the pipes from the curb stop into the house. It could be their own private pipes too. So I think at the end of the day, I think it's worthy of a conversation with Veolia Water and maybe take a look at it and do some investigation work because it's a relatively new system. So that's all I have to add to it. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. So, yeah, that was well said. So Deputy Mayor,
I still want a report to come back. You know, we can say all we want about Viola, but, and when it gets right down to brass tacks, it's a township responsibility. So I would like a report to come back if council's willing to support me on that. Thank you.
okay, and we'll ask for a show of hands if council is in support of this. Oh, a comment first, Councillor Forster.
Okay, thanks, Glenn. I remember when I campaigned the last election, like everybody complains that the chlorine's so bad. Is it different than the rest of our water systems, or is that one just higher because of the arsenic? Or
Okay, thanks for that. CAO, please.
Okay, I want to clarify. There's no arsenic, and like the arsenic levels are fine there.
Yeah.
Okay. I just because we have to be mindful that we have folks watching us on live streaming. So I just
But-
want to throw that word out there.
Okay, all right.
The arsenic there's no issue with the arsenic. Thank you.
Okay, Tom, please.
Chlorine smell in the water can sometimes be a result of too little chlorine, so it's not bad to have a chlorine smell, and if you are drinking the water, it evaporates quickly. I think I could address chlorine in the water on the report.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we have Deputy Mayor would like a report on this, and I'll ask for a show of hands if council is in support of this. And that is supported by council, okay? And that will come back to a future meeting. Thank you. Anything else on this? Seeing none, we have nothing under drainage. Public Works is we discussed at a previous meeting, the traffic reduction of speed, and we will consider that in section 18 as a bylaw. And I will ask for any comments, and I'll first go to Councillor Hickey, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have no issue supporting this. Just a question. Who brought it up? Was this a concern of the residents back there or township, or why was this brought up to us?
Okay, thanks for that. Tom, please.
No, it's Huron Kinloss was standardizing their speed limits on their lake roads, so they wanted transition zones on all of the lake roads. Whether or not that was brought up by a resident on one specific spot, I don't know. So it's just something they're doing on all of them.
Okay, so I'll ask for a show of hands if we are in support of consideration of this in section 18 as a bylaw. And that is approved by council. Thank you. 12.2 is the waste management household waste collection update. And we thank you for this report. It is for information purposes. Do we have any questions on this at all? And I'll go first to Deputy Mayor, please, and then Councillor Forster and Blake in that order.
Yeah, and I haven't got this up in front of me, so it's June that I'm seeing that the bins will be come into place. And at that point in time, it kind of led me to believe that we're going to address the fact as to weekly pickup and double weekly pickup along the lake. Or weekly pickup or every 2-week pickup, sorry, make myself clear on that. Is that right, Tom?
Thanks for the question. Tom, please.
So the last meeting, we had the cost of doing weekly pickup included. At that point, we said, let's take this into consideration when we're evaluating that. I don't know if council wants to report with a motion on weekly pickup. I'd have to look for direction on that.
CAO, please.
So just to help Tom, at the last meeting, we had the report of what weekly garbage pickup cost was, and it was obviously a lot of money, and we're staying the status quo with our existing contract. This, what's ahead of us right now is about the carts, and that's what's on the topic today. So I just want to clarify that. There was no additional report that was requested last meeting, so we're staying the status quo.
Okay, thank you for that. Deputy Mayor, please.
Well, I don't understand that particular comment because it was brought up that I wanted a report back on changing the lakeside to every 2 weeks, the same as everybody else. So I don't want this to drop until we get an answer, one way or another, whether the council doesn't want to change it or does want to change it. Because as I've been told by a lot of people in the township, that if we're going to do it for one, we should do it for all. And I personally think it's too dear to go to all. I think we should have everybody on the 2-week pickup, because as I said before, London has gone that way now to try to save money. They have the bins, and it doesn't seem to bother anybody that works real well. So I would like to see, if nothing else, a report to come back then to council that we go to every 2 weeks on the west side of 21. Thank you.
Okay, so would council, and we had the numbers, and it was commented that those west of 21 that get weekly pickup, I think it is for 4 months of the year as opposed to the whole year. And that kind of equals out the 2-week pickup for the rest of the municipality. However, what is council's wishes? Do you care for further information on this? Deputy Mayor, please.
Yeah, and I think we should be clear on this. Like, when I think this came up, I don't know how many years ago, and it was said for the cottagers only, because they were here. Like on the west side of that 21, there's a heck of a pile of people that aren't cottagers, that they're there year round, and they're getting pickup once a week. So the rest of the municipality thinks that if they're getting it, they should get it. And I agree with them 100%, that as I always said, what's good for the goose should be good for the gander. So I think if we can't separate it, then we go back to 2 weeks for everybody on the west side of 21. Make it simple. Like, we don't want to reinvent the wheel, just make it simple. And that would do it. So we just go back to 2-week pickup on the west side of 21, same as everybody else. Because from what this report I got here, there's going to be some big bins go back along the lake because of the hills and the valleys and stuff that they can't get a truck down to use these things. So I think this would be the perfect time to go back to the 2-week pickup. So, and if there's more discussion on this, I'll leave it. But if not, I'm going to make that motion later on. Thank you.
Okay, I'll come back to you on that because I think Councillors Forster and Blake had some comments to make, please. Councillor Forster.
Okay, thank you, Glenn. Is there an estimated cost? Like, I take it this will be going on our taxes because there'd be no more bag tags?
Perhaps
CEO.
Treasurer could probably answer that report because she's part of this report for the financing end of it. Thank you.
Ellen, please comment on this, and the numbers are attached in this report for dollars.
So the 2026 budget was prepared with the information at the time that the wheelie bins was delayed until 2027. So now that we're moving ahead with the bins as planned in 2026, there will be a budget shortfall this year because we've budgeted $120,000 for bag tags. By the time we roll out the wheelie bins, we'll probably have half of that, $60,000. So there will be a $60,000 deficit shortfall, which will likely be offset by the increased tipping fees we have at the landfill right now as of April 1st. So the impact for 2026 will be a shortfall probably around 60,000, hopefully a bit less, but moving forward, that cost will have to be absorbed by the tax base or recovered in another way. We're recommending that it just be lumped in with the tax rate for 2027, as opposed to billing out each individual property.
So there's no exact number what each taxpayer would have to pay then? So it'll be absorbed somehow?
CAO, please.
I'm just going to clarify what Ellen said is that it'll be part of the tax levy. There'll be no special charges. It's to be absorbed by the tax levy. So it's a service that the municipality provides, just like every other service we provide. And no added lines on a separate tax bill. You know, sometimes folks say you're nickel and diamonds to death. This way, if it's just part of the tax levy, is you have a household garbage pickup and it's part of your taxes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks for that. Councillor Blake, please.
Yeah, thank you. In the past, when we've talked about the carts being rolled out to properties, we were pretty adamant on keeping a possibility to opt out of this. As some people currently don't even buy the bag tags, but instead, you know, like to take their garbage directly to the dump, whether it be by the truckload or whatnot. Just want to see if we're going to continue with an option moving forward to opt out of having that payment on your taxes. Thank you.
Thanks for that. Tom, please. Or CAO.
So just to clarify, there is no extra payment on the taxes. What the treasurer is recommending here, that it's part of the tax levy. So it's no different than any other service that we provide through the county or the township. If those folks that don't choose the service, like recreation, things like that, it's still a service that's provided. If you choose not to use it, that's up to them. But what staff's proposing that is be part of the tax levy, not a separate charge in your tax bill.
Okay, thanks for that. Please, Councillor Blake.
Yeah, thank you. I think I did understand that, but as it is right now, it's a user pay system, if I am correct. And with it being added to the taxes, we have to recoup those costs that we lose on the bag tags, which is a user pay system. So if it's going to be evenly distributed across taxes, now everybody pays even if they don't use that system. Is that correct? Excuse me, is that correct?
CAO, please.
I just think that's bang right on the head. And Ellen, I think you can agree as well. Thank you.
Treasurer, would you confirm that, please?
Yeah, that's correct. So whether or not you use the service, it'll be part of the tax rate. But again, with the increased tipping fees of the landfill, hopefully the entire waste management budget is offset slightly because of the increased fees. So the waste collection, solid waste budget includes the landfill and waste collection, and it used to include recycling, but we no longer have any expenses for recycling. So it's just the landfill and curbside collection.
Okay, yeah, please follow up, Councillor Blake.
Yeah, thank you. I just have a concern with another reason to raise taxes for a service that might not be used by everybody. And I know in previous conversations about the carts that we were all interested in an option to opt out of it when it comes to the fee or whether it be associated with the taxes. So I'd still like to see that moving forward as an option for residents to opt out of that program if they so choose.
Okay, thank you for that. You do that, Tom? My comment, please.
Yeah, so with the bins, obviously, if you've got a bag, you can sell a bag tag and you can see exactly how much waste you've taken out to the curb. If you've got bins, the truck comes along, picks your bin up, it doesn't have a scale on it, there's no way to know. Like if you continue going down this path, you say, well, I've only filled my bin up halfway, my neighbors filled their bin up all the way to the top. It's not fair that I'm getting charged. So the idea behind having a standard cost is that the taxes aren't going up at all. It's the same cost for the running the system. It's just the method of payment is changed. You say the same thing with like the fire department or the library or anything. We pay into the system. Whether or not you use it is incidental. So the idea behind what we're saying here is we can't use bag tags. We have to recoup the cost. What we're proposing, we think, is the most fair way of doing it.
Thank you. Please follow up, Councillor Blake.
Yeah, and I totally understand, like for simplicity's sake, just spread it across everybody's taxes. And I'm not sure, for some reason, Kelly, I'm not able to open the attachment on the waste management anymore. It says I need to download it, so I can't open it up in front of me. But I'm still a little confused because I believe the number was somewhere around $300,000, or maybe it was less than that, caught through bag tag fees that needs to be recouped through taxes. Therefore, taxes have to go up to make that shortfall. So people's taxes are going up, if I understand that right, just to recoup the lost bag tags. And for example, I'm going to speak for myself because I can't speak for other residents. I don't want a bin at all. Why should I have to pay for that fee in my taxes? Not that fee, but part of that in my taxes. I know if we look back at previous meetings, we did discuss the option to opt out, and I'd like to keep that. Thank you.
Okay, CAO, please, clarification.
For confirmation, I think the bag tag revenue that's budgeted in 2026 is $120,000. And Ellen's saying yes. Okay.
Okay. Deputy Mayor, please.
Yeah, and I guess this will be through to Mark, I imagine. Like sitting here thinking about this, I would like to see an opt-out situation, but in the same instance, I don't see how we can. And I'd like to see somebody come up with an idea that we could do that, but there's no way really to do it without staying with the bag tags. Somebody explain that. Is it possible to opt out, Mark, or not? Without, like, I guess you can opt out and not take your garbage in, but you'd still be paying it on your taxes. So I think that's what they're looking for, is not to be paying on your taxes, but I don't see a way of doing that, but unless you have something up your sleeve. Thank you.
Okay. CAO, do you have any comment on that, please?
I don't know if I've had anything further to add for what I already said. And Ellen, I look to you if there's anything you want. She's saying yes.
Yes, please, Alan. Treasurer.
So in this report today, I intentionally kept the financial section open-ended in the way that we'll know more at the end of 2026 on what the actual deficit is. We'll know like how much we actually collected in bag tags as of July when the wheelie bins are rolled out, and we'll see the increased tipping fee revenue if that offset things. So as we look forward to 2027, we'll have a better picture of funding models that are possible. And if a charge on a tax bill makes more sense at that time, like I think that's something we could look at. But for 2026, the budget has been approved with this $120,000 from bag tags. We're moving ahead with the wheelie bins. I don't see a way that we could opt in or out this year. I think that would be administratively quite challenging, but again, we're open to suggestions.
No, that makes absolute sense. And this is a program of waste management as far as the wheelie bins are concerned. Is there any additional comments on this report? And if not, I think, Deputy Mayor, your sentiment is separate from this report. So how be that we consider your comments as far as the pickup frequency under new business? Would that be okay with you? Perfect. Okay. Anything else on this report? It is for information purposes. 12.3 is the Ben Miller Parkland Accessible Pathway Update, and staff have provided council with this information, and it is for our information. Does anyone have any comments or questions on this that they would like to share, please? And I'll go first to Deputy Mayor Vanstone.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, it's great that it was laid out in our park plan, but seeing as I live so close, I've been down there, but I looked at it a few times, and I was also the one that helped plant those trees way back when to make a buffer between the ball diamond and the people. And the trees are mature. I honestly don't think we need that laneway in there, but I would love to see that the present one that goes along behind the bleachers done and made better. For that fact, I think we could probably look at and paving might be a little bit, but I don't think so. I think we should have it paved so that if somebody in a wheelchair wanted to get to that playground equipment, they could zip down a paved path. It doesn't have to be only 4 feet wide. And that's my personal feeling on that. I don't want to see the path along the back, but I would like to see a really good path that you could go from that paved parking lot right down to the playground equipment on a wheelchair. So thank you very much for.
Yes, and the report as I read it is not going to proceed with the pathway as originally suggested, and it would be from the hall, that sort of thing. Is that the understanding of everyone? Deputy Mayor, please.
From the parking lot.
Yeah, from the parking lot. That is correct.
Yes, and that's why I wanted to make sure that that's what my feeling is. That's only one vote, but anyways, and the other thing is, I still think that we should pave that or find some way that we have no problem getting a wheelchair from the parking lot down to that playground equipment. So anyways, hopefully that we can do that, but if we can't, then I'd like to hear back. Thanks, Tom.
So would you like Tom to come up with some numbers as far as paving that? Is that your desire?
Yeah, that'd be great, if you could, because even if we used recycled pavement or something to make it solid so a wheelchair can run on, because right now that loose gravel, they can't get down through there. And, if we went out of our way to get wheelchair accessible equipment, so let's get them down there to be able to use it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. CAO, please.
So I would suggest, again, depending on council's determination today, if we're supportive of this, with the pathway as suggested by staff to go from the parking lot to the playground equipment, staff can proceed with that. We have money in the budget to do the path all the way around the park, but if we're going to change our course as suggested by staff, and if you wanted to consider Councillor Van Stone's suggestion about paving it, I would like a motion that we just pass the resolution to create the path from the parking lot to the playground equipment, but to add to it that it'd be also with asphalt on top of it. And I think with that, I think there's enough money in the budget. We don't need to get a price. We'll just let staff deal with getting the contractor in and dig out the pathway and pave it. But if council wants this pavement, I think maybe we could have a motion and see if that's supportive and we can move forward with this project.
Okay, Councillor Blake, please.
Yeah, thank you. Mark made a good point about money being in the budget set aside for the path all the way around. And I just wanted to mention too that the Ben Miller Committee did mention the potential option of having a little path down to the basement sitting area of the hall, of the covered picnic area, if that's something that the council would be interested in, instead of doing the path all the way around the park. I would definitely support that. Thank you.
So, yeah, okay, and the staff proposal is not to put the pathway around the park, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Yep.
And I just wanted to point out the committee, the Ben Miller Hall Committee also mentioned just a small little pathway down to the sitting area for the basement entrance.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Snoblin, please.
Since we're talking about accessibility, can someone remind me if there is accessible parking in the parking lot there?
Councillor Blake, please.
Yeah, if I may. Yes, there is. And then the building is fully wheelchair accessible as well with a chairlift in it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that. Deputy Mayor, please.
I would like to make a motion, Mr. Mayor, that we pave the walkway down to the playground equipment and a short path down to the where the picnic tables are. Do you know where the little lean-to is? Goes out on the west side of the building, Tom, down to there. And so it's also accessible to get down to. And that's my motion. Thank you.
Okay, do we have a seconder for that motion? That would be seconded by Councillor Blake. Do we have further discussion on this? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion? And that is carried. Thank you. Staff is good with that? Okay, thank you. Anything additional? Seeing none, 12.4 is the asphalt program for 2026, and we have a quote, and I would entertain a mover and a seconder for the approval of this. Councillor Forrester moves, seconded by Deputy Mayor Van Stone, that Ashfield-Colborne-Wawanosh Township Council accept the quotation for the 2026 asphalt program from Lavis Contracting Company Limited for a total cost of $753,428.50 plus HST. Do we have any questions on this? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion? And that is carried. Thank you. Do any members of council have any committee reports that they would like to share at this time? Councillor Hickey, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Reporting for Maitland Valley Conservation Authority on April the 15th, we had a meeting. We had a speaker, Janet Stavinga. She's the former chair of the Mississippi Rideau Source Protection Committee, former vice chair of the Rideau Valley Conservation Authority, former mayor of Goulbourne Township, and a former Ottawa City Councillor. And she's part of a group, there's 74 people that have come together across the province, former Conservation Authority board members and former Conservation Authority employees have come together to brainstorm and fight forward on this amalgamation. Of the 74 members of this group that have come together, there's 10 of them from our region of the Maitland Valley, former board members and former employees. So we are well representative with this group. That meeting, we learned that Minister McCarthy is not entertaining any further discussion on the amalgamation. So any request to speak to him about that at AMO are getting denied, and don't bring it up. Pretty well is what we were told. Something we learned about for the 2027 budget. The lower tiers are going to be responsible for the 2027 levy, and it has to be submitted to the province by December 31st, 2026. The new Conservation Authority board with the higher tier representatives is not going to be put in place until February 2027. So the last Maitland Valley for the current board is October 21st, and the new board does not come in until February, and there's a budget that has to be passed in between. So the budget for 2027 has to be submitted by the current board October 21st or prior. There's an overlap, and we're not sure, we're not understanding how the province expects this to happen. We're not sure how things are going to go, but chances are we will get for information purposes brought to this council by September at the latest for the budget for 2027. I will vote on the budget for 2027, but again, we do not have a representative from this council level until Huron County puts one forward in February. So unanswered questions, but that's the information we've been given. Thank you.
Yep, thank you for sharing that. Absolutely. Councillor Blake, please.
Yeah, thank you. The Ben Miller Hall Committee met last week. We are hosting a beef dinner on June 4th. Tickets are available, $25 a person. If anyone's interested, they can reach out to myself or any committee member, or also the Ben Miller Hall Facebook page. And we're just still finalizing some details, but we will be doing a fall dinner as well. Dates yet to come. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Noted June 4th, beef dinner. Councillor Snowblin, please.
Yes, last week I attended the Community Safety and Wellbeing meeting in Clinton at the Fire Hall. A few things were talked about. The action plans for the 4 campaigns, social medias, and campaigns have been completed. And those campaigns will go for the next year up until April 2027. And probably the biggest news that came out of that meeting was that our staff lead from Goderich, Michaela Johnson, has accepted a position to the north of us, and she will be leaving the town of Goderich. So we'll be without her leadership at the Community Safety and Wellbeing. Not to say that we aren't under good leadership with Stacey Jeffrey from Huron South, but it'll be a big loss to have Michaela gone. And as yet, I don't know that Goderich has sent a replacement, but I'm sure that the Community Safety and Wellbeing Committee will continue to meet regularly, just under different staff leadership.
Thank you very much for sharing that. Any additional reports of anyone? Not? Thank you very much for that. We are now under new business. Is there anything that anyone would like to bring forward to a future meeting? And I will go first to Deputy Mayor Vanstone, please.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. And at this point in time, I'd like to make a motion that we, as soon as the new wheelie bins are in place, that we go back to everybody in ACW being picked up every 2 weeks. And we'll see how that flies.
Okay, CAO, please.
Bill, maybe you can clarify your resolution because we just can't change it. We'd have to have reports and how much it's going to cost. We have to enter a new contract. So there's more to it than just stopping it. So maybe you can reword your resolution, please, and thank you.
Deputy Mayor, what about a staff report?
Well, I was just
for
going to
future
say, we'll
meeting?
bring back, I want then a staff report saying how much and when and how we can go about doing this if everybody's in favor of it. Thank you.
Okay, so the sentiment is a staff report. Councillor Snoblin, please.
Should there not be discussion?
Now, before any discussion on this motion would have to be seconded, and then we'll have discussion. Seconder, Councillor Hickey. Now discussion, please, Councillor Snoblin.
I was under the impression that when somebody brings up something for new business, that there's sort of a call to see if there's an interest in going forward with it. I guess if that's at this point, I would say that no, I'm not interested in going forward with any kind of report on this. And my reasoning is that, as mentioned before, the west of 21, they receive garbage pickup every week for 4 months. And I understand Deputy Mayor's point of view that there's some non-seasonal residents, permanent residents that live there that are enjoying weekly pickup for 4 weeks or for 4 months out of the year. I think it's just one of those things that you just absorb because for the most part, the majority of the people west of 21, I would say, are cottagers, seasonal people. So it seems fair if they get weekly garbage pickup for 4 months, where the rest of the municipality gets it every other week. I would argue 2 + 2 = 4, but 3 + 1 = 4 too. So, it's still equal in my eyes, to a certain degree, not 100%, but close enough to 100%. But I appreciate you bringing it forward just the same.
Okay, thank you for that. And I think that consultation is very, very important. We have some annual meetings of the Cottagers Association that are coming up, and they should probably be should either be consulted or provide an opportunity to council on their viewpoint on this also. So any further discussion before I'm going to ask for a show of hands on this motion to come forward to a future meeting? No discussion. So who is in support of a staff report on this to a future meeting? 3 and opposed.
Motion fails.
Okay, thank you for that. Is there any additional items that anyone would like to bring up under new business? Councillor Forster, please.
Okay, thank you, Glenn. I'm want a report on, I noticed here in Kinloss came up on my Facebook page the other day that they accept bail wrap, and I've had a lot of complaints from people I work with of people burning this stuff, and I know you can recycle it through a guy I deal with, but I heard he's went out of business, so can we have a report on that?
So your sentiment is a staff report on the recycling of bale wrap?
Yeah.
Or disposal of it? Okay. Seconder for that? Deputy Mayor Vanstone, discussion on that? All in favor of this to come back to a future meeting? And that is supported by council. Thank you. Staff's good with that?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you. Anything additionally? Seeing none, we have nothing for correspondence for direction or information. The AMO conference is the 16th to the 19th of August with Councillor Miltenberg and myself registered for that. We'll move on to 18.1, and that is the traffic bylaw amendment, and I will entertain a mover and a seconder for this, please. Councillor Forrester moves, seconded by Councillor Snoblin. The leave be given to introduce bylaw number 27-2026, being a bylaw to amend bylaw number 05-213, being a bylaw to regulate the traffic and the placing, standing, stopping, or parking of an object or vehicle on highways and parking lots within the Township of Ashfield-Colborne-Wawanosh, and then it now be read severally, a first, second, and third time, and finally pass this 21st day of April 2026. All in favor of this motion? And that is carried. Thank you. We do not have a closed session today, so we will move to the confirmatory bylaw, and I would entertain a mover and a seconder for this, please. Councillor Forrester moves, Councillor Hickey seconds. The leave be given to introduce bylaw number 28-2026, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the Township of Ashfield-Colborne-Wawanosh Council, meeting held on April 21st, 2026, and then it now be read severally, a first, second, and third time, and finally passed this 21st day of April, 2026. All in favor of the motion? And that is carried. And a motion to adjourn, if you would, please. That is Councillor Snowblend, seconded by Deputy Mayor Vanstone, that Ashfield-Colborne-Wawanosh Township Council does now adjourn to meet again on the 5th day of May, 2026 at 9 a.m. or at the call of the mayor. All in favor of this motion? And that is carried. Thank you very much to all for your thoughtful input. Meeting is adjourned.